Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Boy oh boy, 2020 was an unbelievable year. Guess what? As we prepare to hopefully have a normal, hopefully a boring 2021 relative to 2020, I can tell you that I've been working very hard for you, very hard for my community to give you important news pertaining to the country, pertaining to the economy, and pertaining to your money. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. One of the things I'm extremely proud about is the body of work on this channel. On this channel, there are different playlists. There's a playlist on politics. There's a playlist on announcements from the administration. We have another playlist on new career opportunities. We have playlists on stimulus proposals, a playlist on unemployment benefits, a playlist on economic recovery alerts, how the economy recovers, a playlist on managing your money, and also we have a playlist on financial freedom. Now, one of the things that has been unbelievable this year is politics. Yes, there's been some bizarre news as far as politics is concerned. I've mentioned this before. I believe that our leaders are playing a chess game. You'll see this graphic here. Everybody's been playing a game of chess and, essentially leaving us behind and putting us in as an afterthought, if you will. Well, that ends now. I want you to understand everything that's gone on in politics. So what we've decided to put together is put together a collage, put together a best of best, so you understand all the unbelievable information that has been shared on this channel, all the incredible news that has taken place over the past several months. So sit back, relax, and take a look at this clip that we've put together to give you a sense of the evolution of politics in the United States of America. Let's roll the tape and take a look. The Wisconsin Supreme Court declined to hear President Trump's campaign challenge to election results. This is the latest setback for the Trump campaign. Observe how the president pauses and then answers the question. Very interesting stuff. Let's roll the tape.
Can I ask you to respond to the comments by your Attorney General, who indicated he has not seen at this point any evidence of fraud enough to overturn the election results? Given that, why is now not the time to concede?
Well, he hasn't done anything, so he hasn't looked. When he looks, he'll see the kind of evidence that right now you're seeing in the Georgia Senate. They're going through hearings right now in Georgia, and they're finding tremendous volumes. So they haven't looked very hard, which is a disappointment, to be honest with you, because it's massive fraud. Whether you go to Wisconsin, where we just filed a case, or Michigan, or if you look at what's happening in Georgia, as an example, or Pennsylvania, if you look at Nevada, which is moving along very rapidly, or Arizona, you saw those numbers come out yesterday, we found massive fraud, and in other states also. This is probably the most fraudulent election that anyone's ever seen.
Do you still have confidence in Bill Barr?
Ask me that in a number of weeks from now.
Here's an article from New York Times that reads, business leaders citing damage to country urge Trump to begin transition. Yep, business leaders citing damage to the country urge Trump to begin transition. And this is a quote from the New York Times article. Concerned that President Trump's refusal to accept the election results is hurting the country, more than 100 CEOs plan to ask the administration on Monday, which is today, to immediately acknowledge Joseph Biden Jr. as the winner and begin the transition to a new administration. Wow. So talk of the dam breaking, everybody. And as a way of gaining leverage over the GOP, here's another article from the New York Times. Some of the executives have also discussed withholding campaign donations from the two Republican Senate candidates in Georgia unless party leaders push for a presidential transition. So the dam is breaking, if you will, and there's more and more pressure on President Trump. We can see the deterioration in his legal team. Let's actually analyze what the president is up to. On your screen, you'll see some of the recent tweets from the president of the United States. So you have a clear sense of where the president stands right now. As we know, a big priority for the president has been challenging the validity of the election. The president also is focused on trying to make sure that the Senate remains in Republican hands with the Senate runoff races coming up on the 5th of January. I'm pretty sure the voters, specifically in Georgia, are already pretty exhausted with what happened in November. But again, let's just see everything that the President of the United States has been tweeting, what the President has been up to as we get into a holiday season, which is going to be a very, very, very tough holiday season for millions of our fellow Americans. I did do another video earlier today talking about 12 million of our fellow Americans not only being at a risk for being evicted because they are renters, but also having $5,400 in debt, while the president, of course, is focused on other matters pertaining to the election integrity and other matters that are important to the president. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the congresswoman from New York, said, I quote, "We need new leadership in the Democratic Party." She said that very bluntly. In fact, we'll actually listen to her. She did an interview yesterday with The Intercept, and we'll actually play that interview so you folks can hear it for yourself. She essentially said in a new interview that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer should no longer lead Democrats in Congress, and complained that the party had failed to, I quote, groom the next generation of younger lawmakers to succeed them. I'm actually going to quote AOC right now. "I do think that we need new leadership in the Democratic Party." She said that, and quite incredible comments from the freshman congresswoman. And, essentially, Politico calls her the superstar of the party's left wing. And this is the most direct rebuke of the two top Democrats from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And basically, right now, where things stand, I just want our viewers and subscribers to know Chuck Schumer is 70 years old. He was comfortably re-elected as a leader of the Senate Democratic Caucus last month. And House Speaker Pelosi is positioned to be re-elected as a Speaker of the House, formally re-elected as a Speaker of the House in the month of January. Keep in mind that the majority for the Democrats has shrunk since the November 2020 election. So we have the 80-year-old House Speaker Pelosi, the 81-year-old House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, the 80-year-old House Majority Whip James Clyburn, who's a Democrat from South Carolina. So these individuals have held the top three leadership positions for the past 14 years. Yep, for the past 14 years. House Speaker Pelosi has indicated that her next term as House Speaker is going to be her last. Now, I do want our viewers and subscribers to know that the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell did say the Senate will consider, he said they will consider higher stimulus checks in conjunction with two other priorities for the president, which basically include looking into election fraud and reworking Section 230. It's a law that shields technology companies from liability for user content, potentially doing away with it altogether. So this is a quote from the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on the floor of the Senate today. This week, the Senate will begin a process to bring these three priorities into focus. The president tweeted shortly thereafter. The president actually tweeted this, and this was a few minutes ago. President Trump actually retweeted an article from the Washington Post that basically said that the House voted in favor of the $2,000 stimulus checks. The bill's fate in the Senate is uncertain. Well, I'm sure the president knows how things work in the Senate, because the fate of the bill is not uncertain in the Senate. Based on the information we have right now, unless something changes dramatically, this $2,000 stimulus check bill is DOA. It's unfortunately dead on arrival in the Senate. Before I show you that, let me show you what else the president tweeted. The president also tweeted that Loeffler and Perdue, these are the two Republican incumbents in Georgia. He tweeted that Loeffler and Perdue support $2,000 stimulus checks, and this is something that the president wants to advocate in an effort to get them re-elected, which makes sense because the president is actually going to be rallying for them next week on Monday, actually, before the Georgia Senate runoff races on Tuesday, a week from today. And he said Republicans must support the $2,000 payments and must fight the elections. The $2,000 stimulus checks, the Democrats want that, and they're telling the Republicans, we dare you. And the Republicans don't want that because of their approach towards this situation. So what did the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell do? He has outmaneuvered the President of the United States. The Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has combined the $2,000 stimulus checks with the repeal of Section 230. He is going to combine that and bring that to the floor of the Senate for a vote. This means that the Democrats will oppose it. This means it will not pass. This means that the $2,000 stimulus checks are unlikely. I'm going to say unlikely because you never know about surprises in the Senate, but this means that this is unlikely to become law. So President Trump basically is demanding that the United States Supreme Court block the Electoral College results in Georgia Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, and he's calling this particular suit the big one. Now, again, like I mentioned, the president's legal team has faced several setbacks in challenging the results in other states, but Trump's team is basically, trying to push for this particular suit in Texas to involve other states. And in new reporting from CNBC, you'll see this article on your screen. The headline of the article reads, 17 states tell Supreme Court that they support Texas bid to reverse Biden win. So 17 states have actually told the Supreme Court that they support an effort by the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton to sue to effectively reverse President-elect Joe Biden's projected win in the Electoral College. Now, is this case going to be taken up by the Supreme Court? We don't even know that yet. But this is interesting that this filing came a day after Paxton asked the Supreme Court for permission to sue several states, including Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, over the election results, which Biden won in all of those cases. So that is where things stand. Now, the states that support this suit, all of which, by the way, have Republican attorney generals, okay? These states are Missouri, Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Montana, Nebraska, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, and West Virginia. So all of these states have actually joined the suit from Texas. Now, there was a comment from the Maryland Attorney General, Brian Frosh, and he's from Maryland. And by the way, Maryland voted overwhelmingly for Biden over Trump. He said in a rather scornful tweet that Maryland would not join Paxton's case. And this is what he said. The suit is a cesspool of disproved charges, wild speculation, insupportable arguments, and silly gibberish. That's what Frosh tweeted. And he also said, Joe Biden is the president-elect. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I want you to know that I appreciate you. The Ignition Time channel is like one big party. What I mean to say is we are a strong community. My goal is to bring you the truth wherever it might lead us. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. This is some information about me. You learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. I invite you to become a part of our community. The Ignition Time channel is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. It doesn't matter to me whether you're pro-Trump or anti-Trump, pro-Biden or anti-Biden. For me, it's not about the red or the blue, it's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm an American first. We are all Americans first. I want to welcome you to our channel. On the Ignition Time channel, my goal is to educate you about money. So it's raining money. So it's constantly raining money, and we're constantly in a party mode, and we're constantly in a confetti mode, and I want us to be happy. Now, I know that a lot of us are starting to get the $600 stimulus checks, and I know a lot of us are dancing. No, but jokes aside, if you learn something new from this channel, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I would greatly appreciate that. Keep in mind that we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. East Coast time. You can get on our SMS alerts list. All I ask you to do is simply get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000, and you'll get added to SMS alerts list moving forward. Now, you'll get important news, you'll get breaking news, you'll get important alerts, and you can opt out of these alerts at any time. If we release any kind of a training program, you'll be the first to get notified because these training programs will be extremely limited. You can opt out of the SMSs at any point in time. No concerns about that. You can also get on our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. ignitiontime.com/alerts. You'll become a part of our VIP insider community. Again, by either sending a text message or by going to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts. And you can then become a part of our VIP community. And you can opt out of the VIP community by email or by SMS at any point in time that you want. Now, one of the things I'm especially proud about as far as our community is concerned is how bipartisan we are, how intelligent, how respectful we are, and the fact that we engage in healthy debates in our community section. In the comment section below, there's a communities tab on our channel. So definitely comment below and become a part of our growing community. I've already seen many friendships formed in our community, which is amazing to see. Please share this video with 2 friends or family members, just 2 friends or family members. That would mean a lot to me. If you learn something new, please give me a like. Please give me a like. And also, if you're not a member of our community yet, just click subscribe and then enable notifications, and then you'll become a part of our growing community. I have a crystal ball, as you can see, and basically I make predictions about what's likely to happen with the country, with the economy, and with your money. I want you to be happy. Like I said, I want you to be in a party mode. I don't want you to be angry. I don't want you to be upset. I want you to smash the like button, but don't do it in a way that don't do it in a way that smashes the screen. Join us, become a part of our growing community. As always, you'll find a link in the description section below to all our resources. So this way you can dig deeper into the content that we release. So definitely check out the description section of our video. You can follow us on Instagram. Simply follow us on Instagram at ignition_time. That's our Instagram handle. That's ignition_time. You'll get exclusive news and content from us on Instagram. Now, you can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. So make sure you follow us on Twitter to get breaking news and alerts. Now, finally, YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. Such is technology. So all I ask you to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. And then you'll be able to visit the homepage of our channel and watch our videos at any point in time that you want. Thank you so much for watching. One last time, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you. Bye.